must also say you must ensure that your participation in the forum does not violate other members. Number 9, which is accountability. It also a statement that says take responsibility for your action and decision within the forum. It must also say you must take responsibility for your action. You must report any breaches of this conduct to the forum leaders. And the last one says you must understand that violation. So now it just says understand that violation. It doesn't also give an instruction. Now we went to number 10, which is specific disciplinary guidelines. Now these ones should be in the Constitution, not in the Code of Conduct, because now it conflicts, it will contradict each other if it's here and it's written in another way in the Constitution. So the disciplinary codes and procedures should be in the Constitution. Here in the Code of Conduct, it should be just the guideline and ethical behaviors of members. Now, our number 10, if we take the specific disciplinary guidelines to the Constitution, we should replace that by the conclusion. Now 10 will be the conclusion that will say, this code of conduct, it's compulsory to all members, and failure to adhere or the breach of this code of conduct will lead into disciplinary procedures taken against any member as per the organization's constitution. So it must take you to the constitution to say failure to adhere to the or comply to this code of conduct, you will be disciplined as per the constitution. So that will be our conclusion on the code of conduct, which will take you to the constitution where these disciplinary codes and guidelines will be then stipulated, will be written. So we don't say Uguti, like for instance, here it says misuse of both of foreign funds without consent of the organization members will result in immediate dismissal. It's written in the constitution conduct. It should be in the constitution. Now, code of conduct, we just refer you to the constitution to say any transgressions to the misconduct will then be dealt with as per the organization's constitution. Now we refer you to the constitution where the guidelines and code of disciplinary will then be stipulated, because the constitution we should say, if you do this, if you insult other members, perhaps it's a final testimony. If you misuse the organization's funds, it's a dismissal. So those codes should be there, and the code of conduct should then take you to the constitution. Now, in closing, Kuma amendments, it was saying, number 11 was amendments. It was saying the code of conduct may be reviewed and updated periodically. Well, that statement maybe it should change as well to say, it says the code of conduct. It should say this code of conduct, because we're talking about this document. Now, the code of conduct should change to say this code of conduct shall. It's a legal term. When we say may, we then opening it to say if I feel like. May, it says if you feel like, you may change it. I may come, I may not, I may, But if it's a shall then it's a legal word which gives you instruction. It shall be done. So this constitution shall be reviewed. Here it says reviewed and updated periodically. But it doesn't say periodically 2 years, yearly, annually, or after 36 months. Now it must say this code of conduct shall be reviewed and updated annually, not periodically, in the NGC, in the National General Council. So annually it will be reviewed. So So every year we look who's part of kwamalunga the previous year would be kanjani. Now then we look at the code of conduct. It's still practicable, possible for members to conduct themselves this manner. Or we have witnessed members come to the meetings maybe under the influence of marijuana. Now how do we deal with them? We need to include that in the code of conduct. To say every member who comes to the meeting under the influence of marijuana will be dealt with like this. You know? So we can review that. Because in code of conduct who's part of kwamalunga. Whether the dress code is not addressed here, it might be included. Whether which is out of the code of conduct. So we can review annually. We look at the past 12 months, so it should change that one to say this code of conduct shall be reviewed and updated annually. And it further says members shall be informed. Members shall be informed. So we remove that word. Shall be informed of any changes, and their continued participation in the forum will constitute acceptance of this revised code of conduct. And then there will be signatures. Thank you very much.
I mean, the Constitution is a very sensitive document, whereby you don't just rush it, guys. I think if we can have our meeting tomorrow just to finalize whatever, because once we have done it, it's final. No, later. Yeah, in the morning.
No, later today, you must sit down.
Because whatever that we're going to say here, it must talk to us, because one day you can take a organization into task, referring this to the court to say this is the organization, a constitution. So we cannot just do it over like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Yeah. But we have started already, and it makes sense to everyone. Thank you. So tomorrow after breakfast we can
we're in the outside.
yeah, I don't know.
Ngicela kwesi brief on CV isebenza kanjani.
Sanbonani? Yes. I think one thing for sure, very key, must start a resolution. Kumele siyi-protect. Because akekho omunye umuntu ozosimplementela nokusiprotectela ama-resolution esiwathathayo. Second to that is that Izolo had a very important meeting. But I don't think we have minuted everything as equipment. Because when we go to our next meeting, kumele yonke into esiyithathe lapho siyikhulume lapho. Ibe ama-minutes that will be read. Sikhumbuzane ukuthi sasihlangane Estcourt ngelangeliso sikhulume ngalokhu nalokhu. And these are the resolutions that were taken. Ngicabanga ukuthi i-loophole engiyinotisile singazange siyenze. And the office like a secretary that must be there. You need to know chapters. What needs to happen is sizoyenza ngama-province. Chapter 1 to chapter 4 is our KZN. We'll do chapter 1 to chapter 4. Chapter 5 to chapter 8, Mpumalanga. Chapter 9 to chapter 12, Limpopo. And then chapter 13 to chapter 16, Gauteng. Satolan. So, Gauteng will then decide, okay, so Tibana sends lama chapters out 4. So it's KZN, so it's Mpumalanga. And then we have got 7 days to make a submission. In other words, by next week Sunday, we will submit to Deputy President.
Ngale kwale pole.
Yeah, ngabo ngale kwale pole kunehlahla ezigreen lapha phesheya. Yeah. Kuyihill nyane phakeme ngathi i-view yala. La phansi futhi.
Sacela ukuthi uphindele into yakho ngabo uzongena la.
Angithi yabona ama-poles lawo. 1, 2, 3, 4. If amehla akhe right, ayibona is 4. Yeah, isiqiwe ngale. Igcina lapho iyale. Boundary. Iyakule ya hilinyane ngathi iphakeme.